Hello, my lovelies. Hope you had a wonderful weekend. I had a weekend full of birthday parties, so that was fun. Uh, okay, so uh, today I asked about the new moon in Virgo. And what it's bringing for the soulmate cycle for the both of you. Now, at the bottom, I have the King of Cups. He feels more grounded than usual, It has that earthy energy, um, more earthy than cuppy, if you will. I'm drawn to the fish that's around his neck. It the whole spread has that Virgo energy, very grounded and everything, analyzing and all that. So the fish here, it reminds me how the fish is slippery, and it gets out of your hands and you can't catch it and all that. In this case, because it has that Virgo energy, that earthy energy, to me it feels like nothing will slip away from you. You're gonna be very focused in details. Details are gonna be very prominent in this energy. There's a lot of focus on details, just like the sign of Virgo. Okay, the bottom cards: King of Cups, Seven of Swords, King of Pentacles, Eight of Pentacles, and Eight of Wands. I like how the King of Pentacles is in the middle. Again, earthy energy. This King of Pentacles, I'm focused on the pentacle, but also on these on the glitter or sparkles, whatever that is, coming out of the pentacle. It reminds me of magic. It's almost like whatever you do and on whatever you focus on, it's gonna be like magic. Very, very grounding energy, very 3D. You can feel the pentacle in your hands, but it also has magic around it, like a magical object that you can touch. It's a very calming and very wise energy. You're gonna be more real in your endeavors. More realistic, more logical. Like this whole spread, I just see a person sitting at the table and putting everything on paper. Like the future plans, what do you want for yourself in the future? Where do you see yourself in 5 days, in a month, in half a year, in a year, making those kind of plans and adjustments. um, what do you want to achieve in your own growth, internally, and what you want to achieve externally. um, Also with your DM, it's like you're making a list of pros and cons. um, almost like it's almost like you're analyzing if your DM is worthy, you know when they come in, uh, or before they come in. Are they in sync with your own plans, that kind of feeling. uh, you're also looking at that more practically than emotionally. I just see you doing a very neat list, um, and you're writing down every detail to a T. Uh, and you're thinking more ahead, that's the practical thing. um, will my DM satisfy this need if I want to achieve that, you know that kind of thing. Will he will he or she be able to do this and that, um, in this amount of time or whatever, that kind of list. Basically seeing if you actually have a future with this person, um, on the level that they are at now. So we're seeing if it's even worthy to invest, or just um, leave them to do their own thing and you're gonna do your thing. Again, you're being more practical and realistic than emotional at this time with this moon. And this reminds me again on focus, because every wand is focused on the center of the card. You're focused on the future, whether it's near future or far future. You're just focused on the future. What can you do in the present moment to have the future that you want, right? That you're focused on. And it's almost like you're getting a 2020 vision, like a perfect vision at this time with this moon in Virgo. Like I said, with this vision, nothing can slip away. You're gonna notice shit so quickly. Every word that they say, you're gonna put it and analyze it, dissect it, everything, like any sign that you get, any symbolism, any dream that you remember when you wake up, you're just gonna analyze everything and put it together like a big puzzle piece. And he also looks like he's in deep thought, right? It's almost like he's analyzing this cup, this bowl, by closing his eyes and just listening to his instincts. He has a very different energy than usual. I like it. The energy itself is very grounding, so this card being in the middle makes perfect sense. It's almost like you are more serious in this time since we entered the Virgo. Like the Leo time was like a summer break, you know. Everything was fun and wild and, you know, like a teenager on a summer break. And this feels like a college student that's about to have their finals, and now they're kind of writing their resumes, looking where they can make an internship what's the name internship, and where they can get a job, what's the perfect place for them, you know, just making those kind of plans like more serious, you know. That's the vibe. I like it. Not bad energy. Okay, on the top we have 5 of Cups, 3 of Cups, 2 of Swords, and the Knight of Pentacles. Now again, the energy is more it's more practical. With this card, I'm hearing counting your losses. So whatever loss you might feel or get or perceive, you're counting those losses and you're letting them go, you know. You're just like this dude, you know, the pentacles behind him. You're letting go of the losses, you're not looking back, but you're also planting the seeds for the future. That list you made, the list of wishes, you know. So some of these pentacles are up in the air, right? Those are the losses that you're letting go, and some are in the ground, you know, like these. So those are the seeds that you're planting for the future. So this doesn't feel like a sad card as it usually feels. It's more like, you know, okay, there's no point in crying over spilled milk. I'm just gonna look ahead and see where I can go and what I can do with what I have right now in this moment. You know, it feels like that. Also, if you let the energies flow, and if you quiet your mind, you're gonna see things more clearly. Again, it's like it's like every card that I look, it doesn't have the usual energy that it has. Even this one, like I don't feel the usual, you know, blockage or not wanting to see things, not wanting to see the truths, you know, just noise and overwhelmed energy or overthinking. Um, to me, it feels more like these are the outside noises, the crows, and the energies, you know, hitting. Um, but you have a blindfold, not because you don't want to see the truth. It's more like you want to quiet the mind and get into that meditative state, like this dude. He also has the eyes closed. Um, so rather than considering these crows as a noise, she's more focused. How to put it into words? Oh my god. It's almost like she's dissecting the noise itself. You know how you have on the computer, you put an audio file and you have all those, you know, like a graph. It's almost like she's zooming in and analyzing every pitch, every silent tone, every, you know, every big tone. So she closed her eyes so she can quiet one sense, the eyesight, right? So she can focus more on the hearing side, on the sense of hearing. And rather than letting the noise be the noise, she's even dissecting the noise itself, so she can analyze every pitch. Just like in those crime movies, again, when they put the audio in the computer, and then they quiet the talking, so they can hear better the background, so they can hear, you know, the shooting or whatever, you know, screeching of the tires, and then they hear what kind of bullet it was, what kind of weapon, what kind of tires, you know, just by the sound. And so it's kind of like that, you know. I mean, the whole like I said, the whole reading is just Virgo energy, you know, and what it's bringing to you. And I like how grounding it feels. But again, even Virgo can go overboard, you know, and over analyze things. So try not to go overboard with the analyzing part. You know, whatever information you get from dissecting, just let it flow and try to be neutral, you know. just like the court. They listen to both sides, they analyze the evidence, and then they make a decision. So be like that, be neutral until you get all the evidence, and then make your verdict, right? Now it is more your energy in this read than your DM necessarily. Maybe when I clarify, we'll get more of their energy. But it's still the same for you both. What both of you are getting, how it's influencing you both. I'm just trying to see if there's anything about the DM specifically. Now when it comes to them, if they want to move forward, whether it's their spiritual growth or moving forward with you or in general in life, again, they need to quiet their mind, because they are kind of prone to overthinking. They need to quiet their mind, and they need to feel things. They were always avoiding to feel things, right? Trying to distract themselves with practical things and work. They need to sit in a quiet place and just listen to their emotions, and listen to their soul, listen to their gut. They need to engage their senses as well. Just like this dude, with the closed eyes. When you close your eyes, it's like your brain shuts down, just like sleeping. So by closing the eyes, you quiet your brain and you engage other senses, like touch, smell, hearing. So they need to quiet their mind. They also need to open up, of course, to you. They need to have a emotional conversation if they want to move forward. When it comes to them, there's a big need for stability. They might be out of balance within themselves, but there also might be imbalance in their life, like in the 3D. Again, more practical stuff than cups. So there's that imbalance. So this energy, Virgo energy, is forcing them almost to find that stability, to ground themselves, to bring things into balance. Now with the upper cards, they are kinda being slow and slowing things down, um, because they live in the past. For you, you are being more focused on the future, and they're still sitting in the past. That's why things are going slow. But it's almost like it's supposed to be like that, because they didn't resolve things from the past. Again, it's kind of bouncing out off of this card. Again, it's tied with the emotions. Talking from the heart, talking about emotions, giving and receiving, being open to themselves. Also, I feel giving a love to their inner child. Their inner child feels very, very poor, when it comes to the emotional side. Their inner child almost feels like a orphan. That's the word. It feels like an orphan, like it was in those community houses, since they were, I don't know, 3, 4, 5 years old, just when they needed love and nurturing the most. That's when they were abandoned, and nobody was actually focusing on them because there was like 100 children. It's that kind of feeling. So in a sense, it's destined like this because they need to focus on that past, but they need to work on it, not just sit in it and replay the movie over and over in their head. They need to deal with it. Again, they need to open up in order to see clearly. How I see it with these two cards is, when you share your experience about something, even if you think it's dumb, when you share it, other people, who are, whether they're interested in it or they experienced it themselves, they're going to be attracted to that story, and they will maybe give the same story from a different perspective. Maybe their outcome was different, so you learn from them, they learn from your story, or your story might help somebody who's struggling, or they have a perfect advice for you because you opened up and talked about it. It's that kind of feeling, they need to open up, they need to share things, emotional things. It's almost like therapy. It's almost like they need to open up to somebody in order to to get an advice that they need in order to see clearly, because they're hitting a wall, you know. So it almost feels like a therapy session, you know, with a real therapist. They open up, and then the therapist, you know, talks them through it, makes them realize things and look at it from a different perspective, and that's how they learn and grow and heal their past, let go of the past. So for them, it's that kind of energy. So for you, it's more focusing on the future, and for them, it's focusing on the past in order to get to the future, to see the future more clearly. Cool, I like it. I like to see how the energies, you know, influence people differently. Like it's the same energy, the same core, you know, but it's for a different purpose for each of you. So I find that very interesting, you know. Okay, let's clarify. Tell me about the Five of Cups. And I like how both of you are focusing on yourself, not so much on each other. The King of Swords at the bottom. Again, it's that energy of being truthful to yourself first and foremost, you know. Again, being more realistic. It is swords, it is the mind, just like Virgo, you know, they like to analyze. it makes sense, the King of Swords. And again, he makes plans, just like I said, for you. You're letting go of the pain, you know, you're counting your losses, you're letting them go, and you're planting future seeds. So again, planning. Ten of Pentacles, Knight of Pentacles, and the Moon. Again, this also reminds me of the future, the Moon. You know, like a somewhat distant future, because nobody can see the correct future, you know. People can see the most probable future in current energies, if it, you know, if it's like a straight line, if you don't get influenced by other things on the road. But that future can always change, you know, depending on other situations, your free will, other people's free will, and all that. But again, it brings me here again, because of this card, the Knight of Pentacles, with the planting of seeds. It's a bright future, if you play your cards correctly. If you use this energy correctly. Just like when you make a wish, on the new moon, and you see the fruits of it on the full moon. It's like that. This is the new moon, the Knight, and the Ten of Pentacles is that blossoming of the seeds. So you are making plans for a brighter future, It's like you're finally looking forward Oh my god, I had a perfect sentence and it just slipped out of my mind. Again, that being realistic again comes to my mind. You're finally realizing that you want something stable, it's almost like you're thinking, in the past it was like, oh my god, it's so so intense, I like it intense, I like it this passionate, I like this this wild love, everything is new, and this chasing and running the dynamic, blah blah blah. But now you're more into, I need something stable. This doesn't feel stable, and I'm gonna make a list to see where I'm at and where this is going, and if it's not going, I'm just gonna let it go and focus on something else, that's gonna take me to the Ten of Pentacles. If it's not with the DM, I'm just gonna leave them to the side and focus on something or somebody else that's gonna take me to the Ten of Pentacles, Again, you're thinking more practical than emotional, It's completely different energy. And it's almost like making a plan as well, to see how long it will take with this Knight of Pentacles. But there's a lot of patience here, like you're not impatient, you're not rushing, you're just putting it on the paper, and see how the timeline goes, and you're like, oh, okay, this is gonna take me a year to achieve this goal, or it's gonna take me 3 months or half a year. It's perfectly fine, Again, it's more practical. And you're even counting in the detours, what might go wrong, what kind of bumps you can expect. That's what I feel from this moon. Like I said, you're being very precise, and nothing is gonna slip away. It's almost like you're unconsciously putting the whole timeline on paper, but you're also putting the offshoots of the timeline and counting them in, the probability of this happening and the probability of this happening, the percentage of this, the percentage of that, where it's that gonna take me. If this happens, then how does that affect the time to achieve my goal, very precise. And you're taking your time with it. You're taking your time with those details because you're aware that you need time to put all those little things into account. Man, this energy is so so different from all the rest of the readings. It's almost kind of tough to go into the core of the energy, just like picking the mind of a Virgo. There's so much stuff and so much folders and so much details, to go through to get the bigger picture. It's like that. It's like I'm getting an analog description of the energies, instead of a file on a computer, and I can just type in the search bar, what I'm looking for, and it will pop up. This feels like I got a stack of papers, and now I need to, just search through every folder to dig up what I'm looking for, old school. that's how the energies feel. Now when it comes to your DM, it's the loss that I feel. It's tied to the family, to their childhood, something they never spoke about, and they too need to take time to heal, to process, to talk about it. It's not like they're gonna spill the whole thing all at once. You need to be very gentle to get those informations out of them. They need to feel very safe. They need a safe environment to talk about those things. Again, it's therapy. It feels to me like therapy. Therapy feels safe, because you have that patient doctor confidential contract, if you will. Why am I so bad with words today? Oh my god. Because they're obliged not to speak about it to anybody, it feels like a safe environment, you know. And I do believe for most of the DMs, if not all, therapy would be good. It would do wonders for them. That kind of safe environment would be very good for them to open up and to deal with those stuff from the past. So this period with these energies would be a perfect time to start therapy for them. Even if you feel like you need therapy, you know, it's again, it's perfect time for that. Okay, let's see the bottom. King of Swords, Six of Wands, Nine of Cups, and Knight of Cups, and the Two of Swords. Again, there's no hiding. There's no blind spots. Everything is in the open. Everything is visible. Again, it's almost like you have a superpower with your vision. It's almost like you can zoom in from the earth with your eyes and see the dust on the moon. You know, you're getting that superpower at this time with these energies. Nothing can escape. Nothing can hide. It's all right there. And it's gonna be visible with the cups as well. It's gonna be visible with your emotions as well, even though it's, you know, practical, kind of earthy energy. So you being more practical is gonna bring transformation on the love side, on your emotions as well. It almost feels like a break from the overly emotional side that you might have been on. You know, like you might have had a breakup, and now you're being focused more on the practical side, you know, to see where you're heading, like I said here, again, planting seeds for the future. This is your goal, right? Being fulfilled, being having all your needs met, whether it's emotional, practical, you know, whatever need you have, whatever need you want to achieve, fulfill. So if you had a breakup, it happened for a reason, you know. It's gonna help you look at things more practically and more realistically. When you're in this energy, you might get to a conclusion, you know, that it was actually a good thing that it happened, and now you can focus, you know, on moving forward, whether it's with the DM or without them, you know. They do have a lot to do on themselves. There's a lot of work they need to do. You're fine. Like I said, you're more focused on the future. They still need to deal with the past in order to get to where you are right now. They still have a lot of work to do. So this is almost like a blessing, you know, blessing in disguise, because they need to do a lot of work on themselves. This is a perfect time for you to focus on you and what you want from the future. Set your goals and all that. Work on those goals. Take measures, right? Again, this is your goal fulfillment. Same as here. When it comes to your DM, there's no time. The time is now for the work, for the planning, for the healing, for moving forward as well, you know, moving forward in dealing with the past. This is telling me today is the day, now is the time, you know. And again, if they open up, there's victory and transformation and healing, but they need to open up. It's the same thing over and over again. Okay, tell me about the Three of Cups. Two of Cups. You both need to go with the flow, I guess. So the Five of Swords, the Fool, and the Four of Swords. When it comes to you, like I said here, you're being more real. This is you stopping the shooting yourself in the foot. You're done with that. It's almost like you stepped into the other side of yourself who's serious, who's analytic, you know. um, it's almost like she's taking the wheel and fixing things from a more practical point of view. It's almost like there's two people inside of you. One is the emotional one, the other one is the practical one, and now the practical one has taken the wheel, and it's like analyzing all you did before and correcting it, you know. It's like they're taking your diary where you put all your emotions, you know, and what happened that day, and what you did, how they responded, and blah blah blah. And it's like, you know, like a teacher with a red pen. It's like, no, this was stupid. Oh my god, you behaved like an idiot here. No, this is just overly dramatic. No, you know. And putting side notes with the red pen. You need to fix this issue. Why did you spill all your emotions when they are not giving it back to you? 3 exclamation marks, you know. That's what's happening here. It's kind of funny. It's exactly like two sisters, you know. One is overly emotional and always does emotional mistakes, if you want. Always crying over a boy, always doing stupid shit because of the breakup, you know. And this one is so cautious, you know, like a perfect student, you know. Hair always in a neat bun, just like this one. So now this one is giving advice to the overly emotional one. It's kind of funny. The image I see in my head, like this overly emotional one is crying, mascara is running down her face, you know, hair is messy and wet because she was running in the rain, you know, didn't care because somebody left her, you know, doesn't matter if she's wet or dry. And this one is like looking at her and going, oh my god, you're so pathetic. But both of them exist inside of you, you know. So you need to find balance between those two. You are starting a new journey. Like I said, you're making plans for the future, and you're not letting anybody stop you in doing that. So if you think your DM is slowing you down, you're just gonna ditch them, you know. No remorse, no regret, no looking back. You're just moving forward and focusing on that goal. Now, it doesn't mean you're gonna ditch them all the way, and just cut and be done with it. It could be just, leaving them alone to do their own thing, and you moving forward by yourself. You're focusing on yourself, and you're letting them go to focus on themselves. If they come in, they come in, fine. If they don't, they don't. You're just doing your own thing. That's some of you, right? Some of you might ditch them completely, and that's also perfectly fine. Like I said, when you make that list, if you see that there's more pros than cons, you're just gonna let them go. Again, it's like no harsh feelings, but I'm gonna go this way. If you wanna go that way, fine. I'm just gonna focus on myself. That's kind of the vibe I'm getting from you. Again, this practical energy, this earthy energy is exactly what you need at this time. It's gonna help you let your DM more easily. So again, don't fight it, just go with the flow. If you go with the flow, you're gonna get that clarity. Whatever happens here with your DM, if you were together and you break up at this time, you might not see it that it's a blessing, but it is, because it's gonna help you to focus on that goal, to focus on you, to find your own energy that I've been harping on for the past few readings. You need to find your own energy. You need to go back to your own energy. When you were in this emotional state, you were so wrapped around your DM, and your DM was wrapped around you. It became messy. It wasn't like two ribbons, tied together and sure you can pick it apart. It was more like watercolors. You can mix them and you can see the two different colors, but you can't pull them back again. You can't separate them. So it became a little bit too messy, and in some cases it became toxic because you were so enwrapped around each other, focused on each other. What's the other doing, So because of that, this time is perfect. The energies are perfect to focus on yourself, to see where you're at, let go of the losses, and plant other seeds, set your goals. The energies are just perfect. I don't even have words. It's perfect timing. And again, if you were with your DM for a short time or for a long time and you broke up, it's a blessing in disguise. Even if you weren't together, if you were just talking or whatever, and they suddenly changed their mind or ran away or whatever, again, blessing in disguise. In that case, they might have become even more toxic. So the universe was like, yeah, this isn't gonna work. They need to fix their toxicity, you know? So even before you wanted to be together, it kind of already fell apart. So their reaction or reactions that might have happened recently might have confused you. You might have been like, what the fuck just happened? It was perfectly fine, and now all of a sudden, boom, you know? But again, it's all what I already said. It might have become more toxic and stagnant, and you both might have, just hit the wall, and there was no movement, there was no progress. So it blew up, but again, it's perfect timing because of this new moon in Virgo. It's almost like it's gonna give you the courage to let them go and do their own thing, and give you the courage to move on. Now, it doesn't mean you're never gonna see each other again, or you're never gonna be together again, It's just the perfect time to focus on yourself, for each to get in their own energy and just heal, so that toxicity doesn't go overboard. So 2 of Cups, 7 of Swords, 6 of Pentacles, 3 of Pentacles, and 5 of Pentacles. Pentacles, Pentacles, Pentacles. Again, just like these two, you're letting go of the losses, you're not focusing on them. Again, focusing on the future. They need to fix their past, whatever loss they had. Getting themselves out of the cold. You already are out of the cold, in these energies. It's like you've been standing out in the cold, waiting for them for half an hour already, and you're freezing your butt off, and you're like, you know what, I'm just gonna leave. I'm just gonna leave and get cozy and warm again. I'm not waiting a minute longer. And they still need to make that decision. You're already in the warmth of your home, you know. They still need to make that decision. Again, things are happening for a reason, so you can both find balance within yourself. And build something real. Not build a relationship on sand, you know, but build something real, whether it's with them or without them. Because of their wishy-washy energy and their because of the feeling of uncertainty, because of their energy, it's like you've been building everything in sand, but now in this energy, it's like you're studying the architecture. Oh my god, what's with my English today? Oh, sorry guys. It's like you're studying architecture now, so you can build something, whatever the goal is, so you can build it properly, you know. And you're realizing that you are your best friend, that you can how to explain this, you're realizing that you shouldn't lean on others, that you should learn how to lean on yourself. Does that make sense? You're learning how to lean on yourself, how to be independent. So you're reading those books, you know, about architecture and how to build stuff and how to build a house, how to build a stable house, and you are gonna do it. You're very determined to do it, you know. You're not waiting for anybody to do a half-ass job, you know. The wind blows slightly and the roof comes off, you know. You don't need that and you don't want that. Like I said, you're realizing you want something stable. You're realizing that you're a grown-up and you don't want a teenage relationship, you know. You want something stable, even if it sounds boring to others, but you're just tired, you know, of teenage shit, you know. Like, oh my god, he texted me and now I'm gonna wait for 3 hours until I reply so I don't come off, you know, as needy and all that, you know, that kind of nonsense that teenagers have. So even though it might seem like boring or whatever, you are realizing that you actually want something stable and peaceful, and a peaceful relationship. And this is the perfect time, to get things into balance. And again, when it comes to your person, they need to quiet their mind, stop shooting themselves in the foot, open up for that, so they can move forward. These two are kind of the same. To move forward. And then they themselves need to stop building on sand, whether it's relationships, friendships. They need to be real if they want a real stable foundation with somebody. They also need to be real with themselves in order, to be stable, to build themselves up, to become their authentic selves. Yep. There is some kind of imbalance, that's why these energies kind of came to play. Okay, tell me about the Two of Swords. King of Cups, Seven of Cups, Eight of Wands, Six of Cups at the bottom. You're using your discernment in moving forward. Again, you're less emotionally unstable. Even if something big happened, like a tower, like I mentioned before, if you had a breakup, it's there for a reason, and you might even react to that less less emotionally unpredictable, because of this King of Cups. Maybe before you would go all batshit crazy and into panic mode and crying and yada yada. Now it's like you're less emotional, I mean, yes, you might feel confused and like, what the fuck just happened? But you're more calm, if that makes sense. You're not reacting like you're used to. And I mentioned the tower because this lightning reminds me of the tower. I do believe the tower has the same type of lightning in this deck. So you are using your discernment to move forward, and you're opening up opportunities to yourself. Again, it's all about that that list that you're making. You're looking where you are at the moment and looking at all the options that you have to reach that goal that you want. And you're gonna find options that you didn't see before in the past. And I do believe it's because the energies are less emotional, so you might be less emotional as well, so seeing more logically and more in detail. So whatever you missed in the past, you're gonna see more in detail. Again, when it comes to your person, they need to open up, to move forward, to see clearly. They might feel confused in how to do things, but I do believe these energies are gonna help them in that, to see more clearly as well. There are gonna be opportunities and situations that gonna open up for them in order to move forward. Maybe a friend will say that they're going to therapy, for example, and that's gonna be like a hint, so a friend telling them they're going to therapy, then they go to some kind of event and meet somebody who's a therapist, then they start getting therapy apps on their phones, or when you open YouTube, you get those sponsorships that people put in their videos, like BetterHelp and all that. They're gonna see all those signs to push them in that direction. Now that's just one example. It could be anything, whatever they need to process this past that they need to deal with. So yeah, these energies are helping you both to move forward, to deal with something that's holding you back and move forward. Now at the bottom we have Six of Cups, King of Pentacles, the Star, Hermit, and Justice. Again, things from the past need to be resolved. They are coming up to the surface to be resolved. Now you are getting into that inner wisdom and using it to analyze things, what happened, what stopped you in the past, how to go forward. And you're going inward about it. It's almost like you're making plans but not telling anybody. Like making a vision board but keeping it hidden. That would go with the star as well, you know. In broad daylight you can't see the stars. It's only at night. Night represents something hidden, like the moon. So you're making plans, but you're not telling them. You're kind of keeping them to yourself. And that's okay, that's perfectly fine. Now when it comes to them, they are thinking about you. There might be some energetic spying as well. I do feel like they are thinking about you, but again, it's hidden with this star. It's kind of hidden. It's almost like when you sit with a therapist and they kind of dissect your life just to see how you tick, and it's like they're hoping they won't find you in there, you know, or you know, thinking, please God, don't ask me about the DF. It's that kind of feeling. It's almost like it's too hard for them to speak about you. You know, when you get so emotional, you have that lump in your throat and you can't speak. It's that kind of feeling. So it's like, please God, don't make her ask about the DF. Oh my God, I'm just gonna burst into tears and cry like a baby, and it's gonna be so embarrassing. Okay, tell me about the Knight of Pentacles. of Wands, letting go of burdens. Ooh, why is this upside down? Ace of Swords. I'm gonna put it upright, but I'm gonna keep in mind how it will. Ace of Swords, Strength, and the Four of Wands. Ooh. Something's going bad in their relationship. Or in the family. Something's going bad and there's a lot of lies. A lot of lies, a lot of deception. That's why they're living in the past. That's why they have a hard time opening up. It's almost like all their interactions with people were based on lies and deception. Like I mentioned many times, you scratch my back, I scratch yours. What I see in my head is like it's like they caught mommy and daddy cheating when they were a kid, and my mommy and daddy just brushed it off. They were like, yeah, it's normal, shit happens, mommy and daddy are practical. There's no such thing as a loving marriage. You do what you need to do, what others expect you to do, what others expect you to, who others expect you to marry. So you marry as a business contract, and then you find other things like sex and passion and all that outside of the marriage, and they just pretended like it's normal, it's like things are supposed to go, so that was kind of the base, how they grew up. Again, those lies and deception. Now, it doesn't have to be the exact same scenario with your DM. That's just the image I got as a analogy. But there is lots of lies and deception around their life. So they too had to put a mask on, to survive in that kind of environment. It was all about survival. And now they need to be vulnerable. Oh my god, my English. Now they need to open up emotionally, okay? And that's something that takes time, to change that environment. to speak your own truth in that kind of environment, it takes time, it takes courage. But again, this energy will help them to unlock something, just like it's gonna help you to unlock something within you. So at the bottom, 10 of Wands, Justice, 8 of Swords, 3 of Pentacles, 5 of Pentacles. Now when it comes to you, you are done with the lies, with the false hope and everything. You realize that you won't have a happy, stable home based on lies. You need something truthful. Again, you're realizing that building on sand isn't the best idea, so you are gaining courage to move forward. No matter how much time it will take, to fulfill your goal. You are getting that courage to move forward, and to ditch all the burdens that were keeping you out in the cold. You're getting the courage where you didn't have it before, especially if it means letting go of your DM. If you're realizing that they are holding you back to move forward. Or especially if you were waiting for them to have that family life with them, a house, a dog. And now that you made that list of pros and cons and went into all the details, everything you missed before, because you were, overly emotional. And now that you have all those details and that 2020 vision, that superpower, like a Superman, the X-rays, you're getting that courage, to just admit to yourself that they have a lot of baggage and a lot of things to deal with, and you're realizing that you don't have to wait for them to have this, to have your happy new beginning. You're realizing that you don't have to wait. So in that, you're getting courage, to let them go and take your own path, Again, it doesn't mean you're letting them go forever and you're never gonna speak again. Just the perfect time to focus on yourself and to let them focus on themselves. Because you sitting and waiting is also putting energetic pressure on them, because you're sitting there and doing like this and watching on the clock. How long is it gonna take? Why are they not done yet? It puts the pressure on the connection itself. But when you focus on yourself, there's that light energy. There's no pressure at all, It's just them with themselves. Again, there needs to be a balance within you both and within the connection, because it's kind of out of balance. Again, perfect timing. Balance needs to be restored in order to build something strong, whether it's together or within yourself, to become stronger and more confident and independent and all that. So it's either or. Again, there's that butterfly of transformation, and don't get trapped in over analyzing things, like I mentioned at the beginning. Now when it comes to them, like I said, everything based on lies and deception. So they had to put a mask themselves to survive in that environment. They still feel trapped in whatever this is. Could be a relationship, could be family. They still feel trapped. And again, if they start therapy, it will be a gift. It will be a gift to themselves and a gift to the whole connection, to open up finally. They feel that they are not being themselves. There's a lot of pressure to be somebody else. If they are in a relationship, there's no growth there. It's not very stable. That's why everything with them is very slow. Slow to change, slow to take any action. Everything is slowed down because of this. Man, that was such a tough reading. Oh my god. I mean, you can feel it from my from my English today, obviously. So I hope I conveyed the energies so you can understand them. Hope this helps. If you did have that kind of towery moment somewhere here, hope this helps to clear it up a bit. I do believe there was a lot of some kind of toxicity, building up, so it's just perfect timing to just sit down, ground yourself, make plans, check every details and all that. Just plan for the future, Find your own energy again, let them find themselves. That's it. Just go with the flow. Don't overthink things. Don't worry about their side. Worry about your side of the fence. So yeah, there you go. Like, share, subscribe, comment. I love reading all your comments. I like having interaction with you guys. I also put my PayPal link in the description if you want to support the channel. I'm obviously not getting paid from YouTube, so yeah, if you want to support, you can donate, and that's it. I love you guys. I'm gonna be fine. It might be wonky, in the beginning, especially with all the other energies, but it is there to bring some stability and groundness and all that. Yeah, there you go. Love you guys, and I'll see you in the next one.